So there are people every day who are very unmotivated and do not know what to do with their life. Like as a teenager and young adult, you can kind of get away with that, just trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. But there's also people in general who just completely given up. Today, everybody, I want to talk about a serious issue is that a lot of men are giving up on themselves, and I'm not sure why, but it's a very common issue I've noticed. And I'm not talking about like the dating aspects of everything. I'm talking about just people who just don't want to work on themselves anymore, and they just end up becoming bums, or they're just very complacent and just do not want to do anything else. Like a lot of people that I used to hang out with as a kid, a lot of them really grew up to be people that are just not very motivated to do anything else. Like a lot of them just rather just sit around and just watch movies and just play video games all day and not even try to work at all, not even part-time. And that was actually kind of terrifying because as you get older, dude, for some odd reason, there's just a lot of men and people in general that just do not want to work just basic like part-time or even 40 hours. I get it, working is not very fun and it can be a big pain in the ass, but bro, not working at all and you're a grown-ass dude, like, man, that is so fucking sad. I do have a more in-depth conversation about freeloaders and bums, and I will be making a video about that someday, so I'm going to save that for that. But man, there's a lot of people who have given up on like dating, they've given up on building wealth that they wanted to, or just build some basic savings account because not everybody wants wealth, and they've also just given up just trying to contribute to society in most ways. And like I said, I do understand, but you just can't just sit there and just let people in life just beat on you. Like, saving money is not easy, and I do 100% understand that because life just happens sometimes, but man, the fact that people don't even want to care anymore and they just don't budget and they just let themselves go, it's just really fucking crazy to witness. Like, for example, I used to have a neighbor that would just randomly just go around people's houses, knocking on the door, just asking for very small things, like someone asking, like, you know, for towels or for like random pipes or car parts of just randomly, or even stuff to borrow. It was very shady and very weird. And then I come to find out that this dude was a big bum. It was really sad too because like he was looking for things to smoke, like drugs out of, like random pipes to smoke out of, instead just like get the proper stuff. It was really sad because this dude was like broke as hell, and he had absolutely every excuse in the book of why he didn't have a job. And the sad part was he was a father of like 2 kids, and he never was a good father at all, obviously, because he let these kids like roam around and never do anything. It's basically like he just didn't care. And there was this coworker that I used to be kind of friends with at work, and he was really cool at first, but I come to find out that this dude was also a bum because this dude would just complain about the government being against him and everything, and then he would just point fingers for all his problems, like not his car working and stuff, and he didn't even try to get his car fixed, and it was just a bunch of crazy shit too. He also just blamed like the government for not giving him any money because he did work a lot, but there was times he would spend all of his money at the same time at the vending machine, and it was kind of crazy to witness too. And then I tried to like lead him into the right direction and try to guide him with some advice, but this dude was like 8 years older than me and he just did not want to listen to anybody. Like, I understand that you have to vent about real life stuff sometimes because I get that part, because sometimes there's genuine problems, but bro, this all he had to do was just be resourceful, dude, and just talk to somebody like a mechanic or something. It was crazy, dude. It was like really simple shit. It was really sad that a lot of people don't know these things. Another thing that's also very sad is seeing someone that has a dream, right, and it's actually a pretty good realistic idea and everything, and then they just throw it all away just for like a basic minimal wage job or something because they just rather have an average life, or they feel like they can't do any better. It's usually a lot of insecurity problems, but bro, it's like crazy that some people are just willing just to throw their lives away like that. A lot of men in this world have convinced themselves that they don't deserve any type of love, they don't deserve any type of wealth, and they don't deserve any type of like happiness in their lives. And I don't think that's true at all. I think everyone can find something like that in their life, man, but you just gotta fucking try. Complacency and being in your comfort zone is usually a big killer when it comes to these things. Another crazy thing I did witness too was I did have a coworker that actually refused to pay his rent because he felt like he just didn't care anymore about his rent or being evicted, and he owed like $3,000 or something like that, and he even got like sued by the apartment complex and to go to court. And it was crazy, dude, because how can someone like not pay their rent? I understand rent's expensive, but bro, letting it rack up to $3,000 in debt is crazy. Apparently this dude was super addicted to drugs, and that he would literally just pay all his money to drugs and not pay his rent. And I find that very bizarre because I don't expect anything like that, but you know, that just shows you how bad addiction can be sometimes. One thing I will say is that I have been in that situation where I just wanted to give up, and I almost did about 6 years ago, about just giving up on my passions, giving up on my hobbies, and just giving up on just my career and what I wanted to do in my life. It was crazy, dude, because I remember it was like 2019. I was working at Walmart, and I really hated that job, not because the job was bad, but I was in a very bad situation, right? And I just felt like things are just like, you know, slipping me by, and I just felt like I was deserved to be stuck at Walmart. Now, obviously, it looks silly looking back, but man, if I had just given up right then and there, just worked at Walmart, not care about my income or try to improve everything in my life, yeah, I would be really worried about where I would be going in the next couple years by now. And it's crazy that a lot of people get comfortable like this and they wonder where all the years and time went. I like having control of my own time, obviously, and I could not imagine having any more company or time just take over what I wanted to do. I also do remember back in 2016, right? I almost gave up on content creation entirely because I was doing it for years without any results. And now, obviously, I was not doing it for the right reasons, but bro, like I remember when I was 18, I was making just like old gaming videos with face cam, and I was wondering why they weren't getting any views. Now looking back, I can understand why they weren't getting much views, because honestly, the videos were not very good. But luckily, thankfully, I had a friend that talked me out of it, because I gave up on it for about like 2 months. And then he kind of talked me back into it, and ever since then, I naturally progressed more into it and wanted to try something different. And yes, it did take a couple years to kind of get where I need to now, but fuck. I'm glad that giving up was not an option. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but I made a lot of YouTube videos for almost 10 years where I was just making videos, just seeing what sticks. I did commentary, I did old school facecam gaming videos and shit. I now am doing Call of Duty commentary, what I originally wanted to do since I was younger. And yeah, if I didn't like wait like 9 or 10 years of just consistent posting, of just trying and trying until something sticks or something works, then yeah, I don't know where I would be right now, honestly. But one thing I will say, guys, is that do not ever, and I mean ever, give up on anything that you want in your life, man, because life really is brutal when you just kind of give up on your things, and especially on dreams. Dreams are the most important things for fulfillment and happiness for a lot of people, so if you can realistically achieve something, man, go for it. No matter how hard life feels sometimes, just know that things do eventually get better. It did for me, man, and I think it can for you too. Anyways, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm curious, guys, what do you think is the biggest reason that a lot of men give up? I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of curious about this, so feel free to leave a comment if you want to. Man, I just want to say this, is that it feels so good to be consistent back on YouTube, bro, because my work's slowed down a little bit, so right now I'm just kind of taking advantage of the downtime and just making more videos for y'all, because I know y'all love them, and I love making these things too. Another thing I do want to clarify too is, yes, being a guy is actually a lot harder than a lot of people give us credit for. Society makes things a bit difficult, and you have to go through your obstacles and little hoops just to kind of figure out what you want. That's why, probably in my honest opinion, why a lot of people try to give up on themselves. But I think we can all say is that we're all kind of in this together. And the last thing I want to say before I go is that, bro, I am so ready for fall weather. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like, it's really hot and dry, and August has been one of the hottest months so far, and man, I'm getting sick of the heat. Like, I love summer, but I just don't like it when like it's overstays its welcome. But you know, I'm ready for fall, even though it's going to be very short-lived here, but fuck. I'm really excited for Halloween as well, dude. That's one of my favorite holidays. Alrighty, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one, so peace out, and y'all have a good one.